Hey guys, welcome back to Exit 45. Today we're going to go ahead and tear down the power steering pump, clean it, and rebuild it. So let's go see if I can get it done. Come on. And this is the book we're using. Okay guys, Dad's going to take care of this one, or he's going to try to. Yeah, Dad's been waiting a long time to rebuild this power steering pump. Every time we come in the shop, he's always like, you know, when are we going to do that? We need to rebuild that, right? So we're going to follow the book on the teardown. Book says to take off the cap for the reservoir, so we're going to get the cap off the reservoir first. So yeah, this is the second time he's pulled that lid off of there. He can't. He gets so excited. He's got to go. He wants to get it done. He wants to just charge ahead. And I'm like, pull the reins back on him. He just won't. He won't slow down.
A spring-loaded guy.
All right, so you know it's got a spring load to it. So be aware of that. All right, so there's a filter in here that needs to come out as well. There you go. Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah, it's been in there a while.
Yeah, we might reuse that one. Okay, and if you look inside, there's a retaining nut down in there. That's what we're going after next. We did it, yes! All right, so there you go. That just screws down into there. Okay, guys, so the next thing we're going after is getting this pulley off.
Oh, they come off pretty easy.
Okay, well, it says to tap them loosely with like a rubber mallet, so I'll see if we can't knock it off that way. If not, I've got a power steering pump puller kit that I might be able to get this off with. There we go.
Where's this keyway?
There's your keyway.
Oh, there it is.
All right, so there's that. I didn't need to get a puller kit. It just taps off, so that's good. And then there's a little keyway in here.
I can't get a hold of it. So
There you go. There you go, little keyway. Yeah, it's not focusing. There you go. Instructions tell us to remove all these bolts. We should be able to take the bracket off then, and then gently tap and lift the cover off. All right. There's your mounting bracket. Okay, so it says to try to work it off of here. I didn't think that was going to go. So now we gotta. There we go. We're starting to get some separation right there, so. There we go. Okay. Okay, see all these little parts, I guess, is what they don't want falling out. So let me give you a close-up of that. There you go. So you can see all these little intricate little parts. So we don't want to lose any of that. So I will pull all that off very carefully and put it over a side and keep it from getting lost. As far as this side goes, there's a sleeve in here that looks like it feels like it comes out. Yep, you can see it moving out a little bit. Yep, I had it. There you go. See it coming out a little bit there? All right, we'll check on that in a minute. We're going to collect all of these. Okay. All right, I'm going to go set these aside.
And we found a keyway here, so we got to be real careful with that. We don't want to lose that baby. Without it, the pump wouldn't work.
All right, we'll go put that aside. Okay, here's what we found. So there is a tolerance check that you need to do. So what we're doing is measuring from here to here. And then what we're going to do is find out if this part here, which is the rollers that go in between these, has to be no less or no more than 1.5 thousandths less than this. So this here fits right in there, and the difference between the two cannot be more than 1.5 thousandths. All right? We checked ours, we checked this, and then checked the width of this, and we got exactly 1.5. So, all right, so what's next?
We got to pull this plug off, and it's got a spring in there and a valve. Here, you try. Ooh.
All right, hold on. Get it loose this way.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
That's all you could do to get it.
All right, we're going to flip this back up so when we take that out, it doesn't, all that stuff doesn't spill out of there. And there should be a valve in here, but we'll have to
figure out how to get it out.
Well, it doesn't want to come out. We could probably pump air in here and it would pop it out. I can see it right there. Here it comes. There we go. All right, so remember how it comes out? Looks like a little bullet coming out. Pew! Little rings come out first. There you go. All right, so there's your valve. Well, there's everything. It's all ready to be cleaned. We've done all the checks that they call for, so at this point it's just cleaning, painting, and getting it ready to reassemble. So I will bring you back in, show you what it looks like when we've got it all cleaned. Then I'll get it painted, and we'll get this thing put back together. Actually, not all that difficult. Here we go. So I've got all the parts cleaned, organized, and the rest of the parts I have out here. I'm getting ready to put a coat of paint on them. But they're all clean, ready to go. So let's go ahead and get these things painted up. So when my dad comes back, we can put this whole thing together. He's pretty excited about it. So he's looking forward to it. Well, there you have it. Cleaned, painted, and ready for assembly. All right, now I got to wait for Dad. So come on, Dad, hurry up. Get over here. Let's get this thing together. All right, guys, we're back. It's a cold morning, so our fingies are cold. And all the metal's cold, so bad combination. Anyway, enough whining. It's time to get going. So the first thing that we need to do in reassembling this pump is we took out the cam sleeve here, and there's two things that we need to worry about with that when you put it back in. Is there's a little notch right here. Bring it up closer. There you go. You see the little notch right there? There's a little pin right there. Just a little tiny sucker.
Just don't drop it.
Don't lose that. And then if you look here, if I can get the light to hit, there you go. You see right there, that little opening is where that pin goes in. And what it does is, we'll show you, we'll put the pin in, but it doesn't go all the way and it sticks up just a little bit. And then that locks this cam sleeve in so it doesn't turn. Yeah, I had a hard time getting it in there too, so this will be fun. Let's watch Dad try to do this. Oh, that's take two. Come on. It's not easy to get in there. There you go. All right. He did it in 3 tries, guys. Not bad. All right, so we're going to lube that up with some transmission fluid. All right, sorry, but I wanted to show you guys. There's the pin. You can see it in there. All right, just so you can see that it just sticks out just a little bit. And then you just put the sleeve in and then line up that mark that we showed you, or that little keyway. Just give it a little bit of a spin until it lines up.
There it goes.
Okay, so that was step 1. Obviously, if you didn't pull your sleeve out, you don't need to worry about that. All right, so once we got the, well, now we don't have it in there.
How about our pin? Is it still in it?
It's still in there. We'll put that back in a second. All right, so what we need to do now is we need to put our oil seal in. And we just put a little bit of very thin coat of sealant around the edge of it. There you go, just like that.
We don't need to seal it on the outside.
Okay. All right, there we go. Got their seal in. Hey, the pin didn't come out. Okay, so we'll put the cam sleeve back in. Okay, so the next thing that we got to do is we've got our shaft here. Right here. Whoa, he's just going crazy here, going backwards.
My son's always trying to fiddle with the camera, and I get antsy and I want to put the thing together. It's me. I just have to start putting screws in or whatever we need to do.
All right, so we got our shaft, we got our carrier, and our rollers, and we also got our roller pin, little pin there, and we got our new seal. So let's go ahead and get all that installed.
Already.
And all we're doing is all this stuff is lubed with transmission fluid.
Get it. Okay.
All right, next thing we'll do is the shaft. And there's a little pin, if you'll show the pin to everybody. Yep, there you go. And then there's a keyway in the carrier. There you go.
That would work better that way, wouldn't it?
All right, so there you go. So now we've got all that in. So the next step will be we need to get our fresh O-ring on there and get that lubed up. All right, so we got that lubed. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we're going to want to put the two halves of the housing together. So no gasket, there's none of that, because all the sealing is going to happen with this O-ring. Time to put those together. You got two dowels here. Let me pull that up real quick. So you got these two locating dowel pins right there, and then you got your dowel locations here and across the other side. So that gets it all lined up for you. You don't have to worry about that. The struggle is real.
It's slippery.
Oh, here, I'll get a rubber mallet. There we go. See if we can't just work that down in there a little bit. There it goes. Should be able to draw it down the rest of the way with the bolts.
Snug it up.
All right, we're going to go ahead and put this on just so we can bring this case together evenly. Well, guys, we got the bracket does not go on those three openings. It goes on these three right here. The book doesn't really give you much guidance on this, so we're just trying to remember how we did it coming apart.
Not long ago either.
Okay, now we'll just bring them down nice and evenly and bring the two case halves together. There we go. It's coming together. Okay, so we got that. The next thing we need to do is we need to get our valve assembly not in there. I'm sorry, it goes into here on this end. All right, we got our new O-ring on there. Now, we were very careful when we took this apart to make sure all those things, excuse me, all those things were kept in the same order and that they go in and out, so we didn't get that all messed up or mixed up. Okay, we got a lockdown in the vise, so we should be able to get that properly secured. We're tight. Okay, so I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the pulley on. And so you got the pulley. You see there's a keyway right there. And he just dropped the key. Don't lose the key. All right, there's a keyway right there. You can see it. So he's going to put the key in there, and then we'll slide that pulley on. If he can get it in there, I don't know. See, now he's got it wedged in there.
That transmission fluid makes everything slick. There. Maybe we can slide this on.
Probably just. So I can't believe it took him 3 times. 3 times. 3 times to try and get that pulley on. Psh, come on. I could easily do it in 1 time. Easily. We're gonna be a little tricky. Try and tap down on there. There we go.
Well, I know it took me 3 times, but it took you 3 times too.
At least I got it on, okay? There it went. We're good now. That's good. That's good. All right.
Nice and smooth.
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the reservoir all put together, and we'll get that on there. Okay, so we've got all of this done. We got capped off. So what we're going to try and do is walk you through the process of putting the reservoir together. So there's lots of little parts in here. So let's see if we can't guide you through it one step at a time. So first thing we got to do is we've got two sealing rings here that need to get on there. So one will go here and one will go here. Okay, so the next thing will be the reservoir itself will go on. But we'll put it over both holes.
It was on both sides. Can't see.
There you go. I know you can't see. And then we got there you go. So you got this plate that goes in right there. And then you have the filter housing that goes in right here. So this here is where the filter will go. And you can see that opening right there. And you can see the return line that slides right into the return line. Just like that. So we'll put the big bolt in. Okay, we found a socket for this, so we'll get that good and tight. All right, so there you go. That's what it looks like. All right, you see the tube for your return line. There's your return line, comes into here. And then what we'll do is we'll put the filter in here, and then the reservoir can go on top of that. Or the cap, the lid, which sandwiches this in there.
Just sits there.
Okay, and just so you can see here how this stack up works on the nut here, the bolt that's going to hold this lid down on the reservoir. So you have a keeper here. Then you have this washer, which you want the, you can see there the hat. Just get the focus. There you go. You see the hat there? You want that just like you have it there, because you want that to go inside there. And that kind of holds this in place so it can't move around. Anyways, once you got the hat, then you got your spring. And what that does is as you put this on, that holds pressure against your filter down to the base, so you got a good solid seal. Okay, so this seal's not going to want to stay very well, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of sealant on here just in a few spots, just to just in a few spots just to hold it in place. Okay. There you go. That should hold it down. Okay, then that screws into that big bolt that was down in there. Has a little threaded insert. You can screw right into that. And then you put your cap on. And there you go. How about that?
Not bad.
There you go. All right, so there it is, all done. There's where your pressure line will go. And then there's your return line. And there's your mounting bracket to bolt it to the engine. And your pulley. Guys, it's been fun. We got it done. Now we can put it on the engine.
Well, what I like about coming here, it gets me out of the house, and I get to stop at Chick-fil-A for breakfast. And then we come here and I just mill around and get things done. It's okay. I don't worry about not getting paid. I do it for free, or sort of.
You know, working with my dad's been a lot of fun. You know, it's something that I haven't lived near, my parents for many years. So being able to do this with him has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I know he enjoys it. It's been, interesting, because I grew up working on cars with him, but it was always a necessity thing. We need to get this on the road. I got to go to work, or we got to go whatever. We got to have a car. So none of my car experience up until I started doing this, a couple of years ago, was any kind of skill set towards restorations. It's always just been, all right, we got to get this thing running. And you probably see that it comes out, I'm sure, in what I do and what you see on film, that I tend to get to where let's just get this going. And, that's a hard thing for me to work out and get it out of my system, is to take my time a little bit more, slow down a little bit more, because this is more of a restoration and a slower process. So, yeah. But I really enjoy it. We have a great time. We both learn a lot, and we get to spend, one day a week hanging out in the shop. So that's cool. I'll take that. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys coming along. We had a pretty good time, me and Dad, getting this thing tore apart, cleaned up, painted, put back together, and we got a pretty good pump. These things are a beast of a pump. They're heavy as crap, but they will last forever. You'll never have to replace that. Just keep buying new seals. That thing will just go and go and go. All right. Appreciate it, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.